Young master, Madame Gu is threatening to hang herself with a white silk cord.
She says if you don't return, it will be 2 lives lost.
Xiechinen, if you dare take one step out of this room.
Shinru is pregnant and emotionally unstable. I'll be right back.
Be right back? On your wedding night, you abandon your lawful wife for a concubine. What respect does that show for the Emperor's decree? What respect for my family?
Miss, don't be rash.
My father taught me since childhood, besides the Emperor, no one can make me suffer the slightest grievance. If you leave today, you are openly slapping the Emperor's face and my father's face. This marriage, this position of young mistress. If you cannot give it the dignity it deserves, then tomorrow in the Golden Yuan Hall, we will ask the Emperor to decide in person.
Young mistress, our madam is frail and now with child. Please let the young master go see her, comfort her with a few words. We would never dare disturb your wedding night. Surely, madam doesn't want a death on her wedding day?
I'll go check on Shinru. I won't delay the wedding night.
It seems I'll be spending this wedding night alone.
Miss, why must you endure this humiliation? On your wedding day, a mere concubine dares to overstep and trample over you.
Humiliation? Your young lady has never suffered humiliation in her life. Guards, come with me to comfort this Madame Gu.
Shinru, I told you, even if she marries into the mansion, she will never surpass you. You have always been, and will always be, the only one in my heart. Rest assured, I will not betray you and our child. Quick, let the doctor check your pulse, see if you or the child are hurt.
Husband, I am of lowly status. Knowing you have your wedding night, my heart is shattered. I would rather die than see you and that woman share a bed. If you are to become husband and wife with her, you might as well take a rope and strangle me and the child.
But what can I do? After all, it was the Emperor who decreed this marriage.
Madam, please, give the young master back to Shinru. You are a noble lady from a great house. Even without the young master, you have other suitable matches from noble families. But Shinru, besides the young master, has nothing. Moreover, I carry his flesh and blood. Would you wish to marry a man here before you even enter the door? And he has said, he will not be a true husband to you. You entering this house is merely for show. Why must you struggle, madam? You cannot win against me. I will love only you in this lifetime. Madam, don't push me.
Shinru, what's wrong?
The madam forbids me from bearing the firstborn son. It was my foolish hope, but I beg the madam, have mercy on a mother's heart.
Song Chuyao, if Shinru and the child come to any harm, I won't let you off the hook. I thought you were different from others. You agreed to our 3 rules so readily back then. Are you going to turn on me as soon as I step through the door? You should know this. I will never like you.
I knew this kind of trick would be played, but I didn't expect to face it on the very first day. Sir, open your eyes and see how far I am from her. How could I have pushed your darling? Aunt Gu, even if you want to frame me, at least consider the distance between us. You're too eager.
Husband, it's my fault. I was just too scared. My stomach really hurts so much.
Song Chuyao, if you hadn't made such a grand entrance today, Shinru wouldn't have been agitated, and wouldn't have resorted to this. Haven't you caused enough trouble?
Since the air is so unreasonable, we're leaving.
Miss, are we just letting this go?
Let it go? How could we? Before the wedding, Xiechinen and I agreed to 3 rules. I tolerate his doting on a concubine. He must give respect to his wife. We just need to get his marriage. He doesn't like me, and I can't stand him either. But, if he won't even give me the dignity of the heir's wife, then let's all forget about saving face.
Sigh.
Nanny, go and rest. We have a tough battle to fight tomorrow. It was time to greet the elders, but I hadn't changed my wedding dress, nor combed my hair. I headed to the main courtyard with my people. It was bustling. Relatives from both families and close friends from the capital were all there. Since my father wasn't in the capital, the Emperor permitted the newlyweds greetings today, with elders and relatives from both families present. Auntie, please stand up for Chuyao. Chuyao doesn't want to marry anymore.
What's going on here? Madam, please stand up for our young lady. Last night, right after entering the bridal chamber, the heir's concubine threatened to kill herself. The heir abandoned Our Lady to go comfort her. Our Lady was startled, but thought that as the mistress, she should check on the concubine. She followed, only to hear the heir say, even if a wife is brought in, she's just for show. The heir will never be a real husband to her. His heart belongs only to concubine Gu. He emailed Our Lady, accusing her of Tom, the concubine's unborn firstborn son. Our master hasn't returned to the capital yet. Now our young lady has been married off, all alone. Is this how the CF family bullies our young lady? On the wedding night, the heir spent it with a concubine. If this gets out, the Song family's face will be trampled in the mud. How can the young lady live with that?
Well said. I'm giving you a mental thumbs up, matron. Aunt. This marriage was decreed by His Majesty. Chuyao dared not disobey. But the moment I entered, there was an illegitimate son. My future husband only dotes on his concubine. Chuyao is also a daughter from a respectable family. My father's precious pearl. Why should I endure such humiliation? On the wedding night, my husband was in the side courtyard, spending it with a concubine. If this spreads, how will Chuyao ever hold her head up in the capital again? If my mother's spirit watches from heaven, she would never allow Chuyao to marry into such a family. If the heir was unhappy with the imperial decree, why not refuse the marriage? Instead, he married me just to humiliate me. I beg Aunt to accompany Chuyao to the palace. Chuyao wants to annul the marriage. My mother-in-law, the Marchioness of Jingyuan, turned pale then flushed, angry at me for airing dirty laundry, for lacking decorum, furious at the heir for being so troublesome, causing such a scene on the wedding day, unmanageable.
It's just a little marital spat. Couples fight and make up. No need to take it to the palace, right? Chenin was just momentarily confused. What a fine heir to the Marquis of Jingyuan. Momentarily confused. Do you think our family has no one? Chu Yao's father. Couldn't make it back for the wedding, so you dare insult her like this? His treasured pearl. Just because her father's away, does that mean I'm dead? I'm going to the palace right now. I'll have a good talk with the Empress. Let them see what kind of marriage they decreed. I'll let the whole world see what kind of man the heir to the Marquis of Jingyuan is. Daring to say he married the principal wife just for show. Bring the heir and that asterisk woman here. No, never mind. I'll go see for myself. On the wedding day. How did he spend his wedding night with a concubine? The rules of the Marquis of Jingyuan's household. I'll get a good look at them today.
My mother passed early. I spent most of my time growing up in the Duke Dinggua's residence. Aunt treats me like her own daughter. Seeing me suffer such injustice now, how could she bear it?
Husband, you promised ex in Rue. You'd only spend today with me and our child, not accompany that woman to serve tea. You must keep your word, or our child and I won't forgive you. Don't you ever touch her again. You said I'm your only woman. You shouldn't even glance at another.
Yes, I promise. That Song Chu Yao is a military officer's daughter. So uncouth. How could you compare to my ex-Ain Rue? Knowing what's appropriate.
What a shameless woman, seducing my son. Guards. Seize this vile woman. You wretch, I allowed you to stay in Jingyuan Marquis as a concubine. Not to bewitch the heir and make him dote on you over his wife. On his wedding night, how dare you lure him? To stay overnight in your room? You have such nerve. I wouldn't dare. I just had a stomachache that night, feared for the child, so I called for the heir. Clever tongue, but cheap. Guards, slap her 20 times. Teach her a lesson. Let her know what's allowed. And what isn't. Yes.
Stop it. Mother, what are you doing? Ex-Ain Rue was unwell last night. She's carrying your own grandchild in her belly.
Fool. Do you know that staying in your concubine's courtyard last night is courting death? If the Emperor finds out, how will you explain?
The Emperor bestowed the marriage. I brought her through the door. Surely the Emperor won't meddle in my household affairs? Families that have 3 wives and 4 concubines. Is Song Chu Yao really that overbearing that I can't even take a concubine?
Marquis, it seems your son is not as repentant as you claimed. Doting on a concubine over his wife like this. We won't endure such humiliation.
I entered the palace in my wedding dress with my aunt. Within half a day, news that the Jingyuan Marquis heir doted on his concubine over his wife, and spent his wedding night with a servant spread throughout the capital. My loss of face is unimportant. What I fear is the Jingyuan Marquis might accidentally lose his life. Your Majesty the Empress. The heir has someone he loves. How can Chu Yao tear apart a pair of lovers? I beg your Majesty's grace to annul my marriage with the heir. And let him be with concubine Gu. Moreover, concubine Gu already carries the heir's child. Chu Yao was raised delicately since childhood. Noble families have teachings. Having a firstborn son by a concubine before the primary wife enters is an insult to the Song family, and a lack of respect. Chu Yao dares not, by her own strength, disgrace the Song family's standing.
Marquis and heir, are you dissatisfied with this imperial bestowed marriage? The Emperor and I have said, Miss Song is the treasured daughter of the Grand Marshal of the army. She cannot suffer injustice. If the heir is dissatisfied with the marriage, I can cancel it and bestow a new one. How does that sound? Yesterday, Chenin was drunk and confused. He went to the wrong courtyard. Sober today, he will never repeat it. I have reprimanded him. He won't dare again. I beg your Majesty for mercy. Henceforth, he will surely cherish his wife. I would never dare to favor a concubine over my wife. The heir's concubine is restless, so I've given her a bowl of abortion medicine.
Your Majesty, I beg for your mercy. The child in Shinru's womb is my flesh and blood.
You unfilial son, shut up. Do you want to bring ruin upon the entire CF family? When your father returns, he'll skin you alive.
By the time we returned to the Marquis' mansion, concubine Gu had already miscarried. A fully formed baby boy was lost.
Husband, they killed our child. Just because I come from a humble background. So I'm not even allowed to have a child? How cruel of you, madam. Just because she's a noble lady, she had the Empress kill our child. That was a fully formed baby boy. I don't want to live anymore.
Song Chu Yao, you vicious woman. You kill my son. I will seek justice for her and the child.
Marquis.
Song Chu Yao, you think you've won by using the Empress's hand to kill my child? This is the Jingyuan Marquis' mansion, not your Song family home.
He actually wanted me to drink medicine to make me infertile.
Enner, have you lost your mind? She is your lawful wife, the legitimate daughter of the Song family.
Imperial decree. By order of the Emperor. Xiechinen, heir to the Jing Yuan Marquis, has favored a concubine over his wife. Blurring the distinction between legitimate and illegitimate is not the proper word. Lady Song is granted permission to divorce Xiechinen, heir to the Jing Yuan Marquis. Henceforth, each may marry as they please, with no further ties. So decreed.
Divorce. Song Chuyao, since you intended to divorce, why did you harm my grandson? You vicious woman.
Song Chuyao, you're quite cunning. You made Xi and Room scary. You dare to divorce? You think leaving the CF family will be that easy?
I never intended to compete with your various women for favor. But you favored a concubine over your wife, even daring to spend your wedding night with a concubine. You broke your vows. Why shouldn't I divorce you? We of the Song family never endure such humiliation.
So what? Our Jing Yuan Marquis mansion will not simply let you come and go as you please. What if we became true husband and wife? How could you divorce then? Once you leave these gates, who would dare marry a divorced woman? And a jealous one at that.
Husband, Madam is just jealous. Once a woman becomes yours, she won't think of divorce. If you make Madam truly yours, she will soften. She won't mention divorce again. You, a mere concubine, dare to suggest such a shameless thing? I was only thinking of you, husband. Aren't women supposed to follow their husbands after marriage? How can a jealous wife be a proper mistress of the household?
Song Chunyao, from today on, we'll be a real married couple. The rice is already cooked. How can you still talk about divorce now?
Trying to force me with such a despicable trick? Xiechinen, how dare you? Father.
Don't worry, Yaoer. Your father is back. I'd like to see.
Who in the capital dares touch a single hair on your head? I vaguely heard something about jealousy and following husbands after marriage. And even cooking the rice. I never expected Jing Yuan Marquis to be so bold.
The imperial decree granted the divorce.
Yet you try to force my daughter into a real marriage with you? Carry Xia the heir to the palace gate and tell his majesty
That the heir of Jing Yuan Marquis favors concubines over his wife, heeds a concubine's words, imprisons his lawful wife, and defies the decree by refusing divorce. Guards! Bring out the young lady's dowry. We're going home.
The Song family's dowry, 180 loads, was carried out from Jing Yuan Marquis 8.
Yaoer, we're going home.
Father even sent an 8-man sedan chair to carry me back to the Song residence. Meanwhile, another group dragged Xiechinen on horseback and delivered father's message to the palace. The emperor was furious. He made Xiechinen kneel at the palace gate all night.
Once I get promoted again, I'll definitely have my revenge.
Imperial decree arrives. The heir of Jing Yuan Marquis 8 is ordered to reflect at home, with 1 year's salary suspended.
he need not attend court without summons.
Heir, now that Marshal Song has returned to the capital and the emperor is rewarding merits, who in court doesn't want to curry favor with the Song family? Why did you have to offend them? How could you offend the Song family?
Don't you know that your previous appointments were merely conveniences granted by others?
Out of respect for Marshal Song after the imperial marriage?
Did you really think it was your own ability? Now everyone in the capital knows you've lost your mind, actually ruining this marriage alliance. From now on, you're on your own.
What? When did I rely on the Song family for advancement? My colleagues all say I was appointed due to my exceptional abilities. How could I possibly have relied on others? Impossible. Impossible. Impossible.
But no matter how unbelievable it was, while recovering, he noticed the Marquis's mansion was deserted. No one came to visit, and he sensed something was wrong. Until the mid-autumn palace banquet, when he entered the palace. From afar, he saw me entering the palace with my father. Father was surrounded by people eager to talk with him. Everyone wore humble smiles. And I was surrounded by noble ladies and wives from various families, all vying for their children to become the Song family's son-in-law.
Miss Song, how are you? I heard Miss Song hasn't found a good match yet. Could it be that after breaking off the engagement, no one dares to propose? Or perhaps Miss Song still has feelings for the heir? But I'm afraid the heir won't come to marry you anymore. The heir said he'll marry me as his principal wife once I'm with child again.
Heir Xia is so bold, actually bringing a concubine to the palace banquet. Today's banquet is hosted by the Empress to entertain noble ladies of the capital.
Ah.
Heir Xia is putting concubine Gu on par with noble ladies. Why don't you ask the ladies present if they're willing to sit as equals with you?
A mere concubine dares to come here and embarrass herself. How audacious of Xie, bringing a concubine to the banquet. Has he lost his mind? My husband will surely report him to the court tomorrow. The emperor and empress are already displeased with him, yet he dares to act so arrogantly. Heir, please take me to the palace. I promise to sit in a far corner, just watching the excitement. I won't approach the ladies.
But since he insists on provoking me, don't blame me for being impolite. I want Xie utterly disgraced. And have them bound together forever. He wants to rise again by marrying into a noble family. Absolutely impossible. When Xie rushed over upon hearing the commotion, the situation was already out of control. Heir, the only thing you can do is tell the empress that concubine Gu is your principal wife, and will marry on an auspicious day. Otherwise, today you might not leave the palace alive.
Her Majesty the Empress arrives.
Your Majesty, allow me to explain. Xinru is not my concubine. I've informed the clan that in 3 days, she'll be elevated to principal wife. That's why I dared bring her to the palace banquet. She will soon be the heir's wife of Jingyuan Marquis' mansion.
The heir is quite devoted. Since she's your principal wife, I cannot blame you. But this concubine's background is improper. Guards. I shall bestow upon you a disciplinarian matron to prevent the future mistress of the estate from making mistakes and disgracing the dignity of a noble lady. Ah, now this is getting interesting. Husband, are you truly going to elevate me to be your principal wife? Ah.
Asterisk, it's all your fault. You ruined my plans. Why did you have to provoke others? I told you to stay in your corner, but you wouldn't listen. Now look at the mess you've caused. It's all on you. If you hadn't insisted on showing off and picking fights, how could I have ended up in this state? Because of you, the reputation of our Jingyuan Marquis in the capital is in tatters. How dare you think the entire Marquis would back you up? Guards, take Lady Gu away. Keep her under watch and don't let her cause more trouble. The honor of our Jingyuan Marquis cannot be tarnished by someone like you. This matter will be reported to His Majesty. I will make you the principal wife. But from now on, that's all the title you'll have. For everything else, you must give up all other thoughts.
Ah.
The lady suffered a stroke from intense agitation, resulting in facial distortion and partial paralysis. She may need prolonged bed rest in the future.
Her daily care and meals will require dedicated attendance.
Heir, how dare they look down on you? You are the heir of the Jingyuan Marquis. How dare they treat you this way? How dare they scorn you?
It's all because of you. If you hadn't insisted on showing off and provoking others, how could I fall into such a state today? How could I be looked down upon?
Ah, isn't this Marquis Xia the Jingyuan Marquis?
I was wrong. I shouldn't have favored a concubine over my wife. I shouldn't have broken the engagement. I shouldn't have.
I didn't want to get involved, but the tavern where he drinks is my family's business. The manager didn't dare to move him, so he had to come tell me.
Shu Yao, have you changed your mind? I know I was wrong now. I shouldn't have treated you that way on our wedding night. I was wrong. Can we start over? I'll make you the principal wife, and Gu Xanru will be a secondary wife. You will be the honored one. Her status as principal wife was known to Her Majesty the Empress. Although I cannot demote a wife to a concubine, I can send her away, treating her merely as a pawn. From now on, you will be the only mistress of the Marquis. We will have children, and she can grow old in a distant land. What do you say? Isn't that good?
What a beautiful fantasy. Who does he think he is? A sweet, juicy radish? That everyone wants a bite? Little did they know, he was just a rotten cucumber, despised by all. Have him carried back to the Marquis' residence. The death arrows must be collected from the Marquis' residence. No credit allowed.
Shu Yao, I know I was wrong. This time, I'll come specifically to propose again. Just say the word, and I'll welcome you with a grand procession 10 miles long.
Your Jingyuan Marquis' meager status dares to think of marrying my daughter? And you already have a wife. Where would you place my daughter then?
The woman he once loved, cherished like a pearl and treasure, he dismissed with a casual, just let her die. It shows how heartless he is.
My daughter would share a husband with a brothel woman? Guards!
Throw him and his things out. Yes.
Why? I was clearly his favorite. How could he be so cruel? He actually said to let me die. For his career, he actually wants me dead. All the affection he professed was a lie.
I wanted you to hear his words for yourself. To crush your hopes. You thought winning the heir, the position of wife, was a triumph to flaunt before me? Now, because of you, his career is ruined. He resents you deeply. How could he still love you like his life? Guexionru, you are now a thorn in his side. If not me, there are other noble ladies from high families. Once he attaches himself to one, you will end up just like he described.
Impossible. He clearly loved me so much. I gave him all my dowry, my entire self, entrusting everything to him. How could he be so heartless? The madam at the brothel was right. Men are all faithless. No one is worth entrusting your life to.
I heard someone once gave you an exquisite, priceless hairpin. The Duke of Dingwa's eldest daughter's birthday is in a few days. Why don't you lend it to me as a birthday gift? Once I gain the Duke's favor, I'll repay you 100-fold, all right?
All right. I'll find it and send it to the heir tomorrow. Could the heir be eyeing the Duke of Dingwa's daughter?
If the Duke's daughter were willing to marry down, it would be an honor for our Marquis's household. Then, rapid promotion would be within reach.
But if she marries him, what about me?
You know you're the one I care for most. We'll pretend to demote you from wife to concubine. After she enters the household, I'll bring you back. Elevate you to equal wife. As you said, once it's a done deal, what can he do? He'll be at my mercy. My heart only has room for you.
All right. It's rare to have such a happy day. I should change clothes and prepare a feast to accompany the heir in a few drinks.
Where's my wife?
She said early this morning she was returning to her mother's home.
Where does Gushinru have a mother's home? And now it's nearly noon, with no sign of her anywhere. She's gone for good. Just an insignificant woman. Running away was fine. But Xiechenin discovered Gushinru had drugged the wine.
Heir, you'd better find another expert. This poison is potent. Even with the highest medical skill, we cannot restore your manhood.
No secret stays hidden. Soon, the heir's wife fleeing, and the heir's impotence, became the talk of the town. People didn't know the full story.
The heir must be impotent. So his wife despised him and fled. He can't be a man anymore.
What use is being an heir then? A hopeless case.
Indulgent mothers spoil sons. Look at this mess. What excuse do you have, as his mother? You were jealous, forbidding concubines, yet you spoiled the child. Into this state. Now the Marquis is ruined. By your hands. Jingyuan Marquis is not mine alone. It concerns the CF family's future. I won't let you two run amok.
Since Chinin is useless, don't blame me.
So the Marquis had kept a mistress at the border. Now that Xiechenin is without heir, the Marquis quickly welcomed the concubine as an equal wife.
These two children, legitimate CS sons.
Will handle West City affairs as heirs.
I am the rightful heir of Jingyuan Marquis. Father, how could you? Is this fair to mother?
I cannot let the Marquis be destroyed by you too.
Xiechenin. You're a discarded piece. Don't you see? If not for your moral failings.
Would the Marquis be in this state? Still unrepentant.
Xiechenin was completely discarded. He became a laughingstock in the capital. He never recovered, never held his head high again. As for me, since father returned to the capital, he claimed constant pain, and requested retirement. The emperor wouldn't hear of it. He wasn't allowed to resign, remaining Grand Marshal of the armies. Only he can keep those unruly generals in line. But to let him stay in the capital, father began helping me. He was so engrossed in the matchmaking days, he forgot all worries. Every day, he critiqued the young masters from noble families. He was determined to find a son-in-law second to none in the world. I smiled faintly, just watching father happily greeting and seeing off the matchmakers. These peaceful, uneventful days are what I love most.
Young master, it's time for your medicine.
Drink it and you'll get better, just like before.
At this point,
Young master should just accept it. The Marquis has already named the second son as the new heir.
who in the mansion still takes you seriously? It's only out of old sentiment that I come to serve you every day.
Old sentiment? Ha ha ha. I Sietchinen in this life. The most ridiculous thing was ever talking about old sentiment. I gave Gu Shinru my heart and soul. She took all my valuables and gave me a potion to make me sterile. I betrayed Song Chuyao. I personally pushed away the only person who could save me. The one who could uphold the Jingyuan Marquis house. I was truly foolish. Hopelessly foolish.
Foolish? It's more than foolish. Back then, Marshal Song held immense power at court. Miss Song Chia was the most dazzling noble lady in the capital. Countless men vied to marry her. The emperor's arranged marriage was a tremendous blessing, but you, on the wedding day, you favored the concubine and humiliated the wife, trampling her dignity. You thought Gu Shinru loved you? She never loved you as a person. She loved your status as the Jingyuan Marquis heir. She loved the wealth and honor you could give her. Originally from a brothel. Without you, how could she have left to become the heir's wife? But once you fell from grace, she left without a backward glance, not a shred of affection.
I know. I found out later. All those sweet nothings she told me. All that tenderness she used to coax me. It was all fake. She took my silver and even drugged my wine. Ruined my future, cut off the Xie family line. I went looking for her. After she ran, I sent people everywhere. Searched for 3 months. Finally found her in a small town south of the Yangtze. She was dressed in fine silks, living in a grand house, with a young, handsome man by her side, living a carefree, happy life.
You went to find her?
What? What did she say to you?
What did she say?
Ha ha ha.
When he saw me, there wasn't a shred of guilt. Instead, he laughed, carefree and proud. He said I brought this on myself.
From the very start, getting close to you was for your money and status. I always knew you were foolish, knew you were infatuated with my beauty.
So I calculated every step had you wrapped around my finger.
A woman like Song Chuyao, born under a lucky star. You were never worthy of her. Losing her was losing the greatest support of your life.
Ending up like this today is all my own fault.
And you didn't do anything to her?
What could I do? I was so weak then I could barely stand. I only had 2 feeble old servants with me. He was surrounded, protected by a whole entourage. I couldn't even get close to his courtyard. I could only watch her from afar. Watching her live so well while I was trapped here in this cold courtyard, wishing I were dead. That was my rightful wife. The marriage was personally bestowed by the emperor, the treasure the Song family cherished. And me, for the sake of a lowly concubine, I abandoned her on our wedding night. I ran off to comfort the concubine, humiliating her publicly, ruined her dignity, and destroyed everything I had. I regret it. I regret being so blind, rejecting such a wonderful wife, being obsessed with Gu Shinru, a woman with a heart of a serpent. I regret that day of the grand wedding, not staying in the bridal chamber, not treating Chuyao better. If I had kept our 3-part agreement then, given her the respect she deserved, would everything be different? Would I still be that dashing and spirited heir to the Marquis of Jingyuan? Would Chuyao still be my lady? We would respect each other and live a peaceful life.
Heir, there are no ifs. The path was your own choice. The consequences are yours to bear alone. Miss Chuyao gave you a chance back then. Before the wedding, she made the 3-part agreement with you. If you gave her dignity, she would tolerate Gu Shinru.
You were the one who broke faith and pushed her away.
Do you know, on the day Miss Chuyao entered the palace to annul the marriage, Her Majesty the Empress asked her if she was willing to give you another chance.
The Song family never endures humiliation. One act of betrayal, 100 times rejected.
Her heart left the day you walked out of the bridal chamber on your wedding night. Already dead.
Chuyao. I really want to see her one more time to say I'm sorry. I don't expect her forgiveness, just for her to know I realized my mistake. I truly know I was wrong. I also know this is just a foolish dream. The Song Chuyao of today is no longer the newlywed I bullied when she first entered my household. She's the treasured daughter of the Grand Marshal, a noble lady pursued by everyone in the capital with countless suitors. radiant and glorious, while I am just the discarded former heir of genuine Marquis, a disabled, disgraced cripple. Between us lies a chasm as vast as heaven and earth, an insurmountable divide. We will never meet again in this life.
Chu Yao, look. That's the eldest son of the Minister of Personnel's family, refined and elegant. Exceptionally talented, he placed third in last year's imperial exams.
He does seem scholarly.
And that one is the young master of the general who guards the state's family. Highly skilled in martial arts, with a forthright character. He followed his father to the battlefield at a young age and earned military merit.
Not bad.
Miss, why aren't you the least bit interested? These young masters are all talented, handsome, and from illustrious families. Any one of them would be a perfect match for you. Is there really not a single one you fancy?
Marriage is not a game. A good family background and good looks don't guarantee suitability. What I want is someone who understands, respects, and truly cherishes me. Not a husband who only values status and expects my dependence.
That's true in principle. But these young masters are all considered ideal matches by the capital's ladies. Finding one who truly cherishes you is already a rare fortune.
What's the rush? I have father's love and my own status now. My life is comfortable and free. Why hurry to marry? Good food is worth the wait, and a good match is not afraid of delay. The one meant for me will appear at the most fitting time. Until then, I just need to enjoy the peace and ease of the present.
Well said. Truly my daughter, Song Qing. Clear-sighted and magnanimous.
Father.
Before you marry, enjoy yourself freely and happily in the manner. My daughter is right. In matters of marriage, it's better to lack than to accept the wrong. With your father here, no one will dare treat you poorly. Marry whenever you wish. I'll support you, my daughter.
Thank you, Father.
Martial Song is truly blessed. Miss Chuyao is intelligent and perceptive, dignified and graceful. She is a truly rare and excellent woman. All these young men here today, if they could win Miss Chuyao's favor, that would be their great fortune. Indeed it would. Miss Chuyao is accomplished in both literary and martial arts, courageous and resourceful. Back then, in the situation at the Marquis of Jingyuan's residence, she handled herself with composure, and emerged unscathed. No ordinary woman could compare. If my own son could marry Miss Chuyao, I'd wake up laughing from my dreams. Marshal, miss, someone from the palace has come. They say the Empress summons the young lady to the palace for a banquet immediately. It seems Her Majesty the Empress has been thinking of you. Go and prepare quickly. Then accompany the palace envoy.
All that grievance, anger, and resentment had long since dissipated, fading away with time and the imperial decree of annulment.
Chuyao, you've come. Come, sit here.
Your humble servant greets Her Majesty the Empress.
Rise. We are family here, no need for such formalities. A few days apart, and you look even more radiant. It seems life agrees with you.
Thanks to Your Majesty's blessings, all is well.
I have always kept the matter of your annulment in my heart. Always feeling you were wronged. Fortunately, your father returned to the capital to protect you, and thankfully, you are wise. You did not sink into it, but withdrew in time. Otherwise, you might have been wasted for a lifetime by Xie Chenin. That Xie Chenin appears clever, but is actually extremely foolish. He cannot distinguish what's important from trivial, nor good from bad. Abandoning such a fine wife, only to be infatuated with a woman like Gu Xinru. Ending up in his current state is his own doing.
It's all in the past now. Your Majesty need not mention it further. My life is good now. I have long since let it go.
It's good that you can let it go. I summoned you to the palace today, firstly because it has been a long time, and I wish to speak with you. Secondly, there is a matter on which I wish to inquire about your feelings.
Please speak, Your Majesty.
The third prince, are you aware of him?
I am. The third prince is accomplished in both literary and martial arts, upright in character, and has huge reputation for virtue.
The third prince has often spoken of you to me lately. His words are full of admiration. He says you are intelligent and decisive, dignified and graceful, a rare and remarkable woman. He wishes to seek your hand as his consort. I believe the two of you would be a match made in heaven. I wonder what you think.
Thank you for your gracious intention, Your Majesty. This matter, I leave entirely to my father's decision. I have no objection.
All right, all right. I knew you would agree. I'll inform the Emperor about this right away, and he will issue an imperial edict to approve the marriage soon. We'll arrange a grand, honorable wedding for you.
Thank you, Your Highness. May your future days be filled with prosperity and peace.
I, Shin Xian, will belong only to you for my entire life. I will dote on you, protect you, respect you, and love you. I will never let you suffer any wrong.
Never let you shed a single tear. Chu Yao. All the past suffering and humiliation are gone now.
For the rest of our lives, I will always be here by your side.
I know.
Chu Yao, thank you for giving me a complete and happy home. From now on, I will protect you, our child, and keep his life peaceful and stable. Year after year, our granddaughter is so sweet and charming, such a lively little thing.
Our family has finally gotten what we wished for, a perfectly happy life. Chu Yao.
All the worldly scenery is ordinary to me. To have you by my side in this life, I am already more than content. This life is enough.